ADR, this is King Black. Y'all already know I had to come back at y'all from the new chateau, you know. But y'all know as a Land King, it was only a matter of time until I spoke about the Toledo case. And my feelings about it as an East Coast King are the following. You know, anytime a firearm is involved, a gun, it raises the level from 0 to 11, right? And then you throw into that the current climate that we face with law enforcement, right? And I know a lot of y'all might feel like I won't have to deal with that because of the shade of my skin color, but that's a different matter for a different time. Anyways, when firearms are involved, right, it brings the whole general sense of what's going on into a tunnel. It becomes tunnel vision, right? So on the side of law enforcement, they're already tight. They already have their adrenaline pumping. They don't know what they're going into. Doesn't matter what age the person is. You know, the pull of a trigger has no age limit. You know, a 5-year-old can kill you by accident. You know what I mean? A 4-year-old, a 3-year-old. You know. So when I saw the video, you know, I kind of kept quiet about it for a while because I wanted to wait. You know, because a lot of times with these videos, sometimes alternate camera angles are found or whatever, right? Surveillance videos from different places. And I find myself just disheartened, man. Brothers and sisters out there listening, from the time, you know, the cop said drop the gun, right? By the time that first shot went off, you know, it was one of those blink and you'll miss it kind of things. But it was plain to see, especially since the cop had a flashlight. When he shined it on him, not only did the kid have at the moment nothing in his hands, but his hands were up by his head, you know, like this. Not down towards his waist, but up to his head, right? A non-threatening gesture, both hands, not just one. And he got shot once to the chest, right? And that was enough to lay him out. Then we hear all these follow-up stories, right? About how Chicago Latin Kings supposedly put the word out to hit any undercover Chicago police cars, right? And I can't speak on that, right? Because first of all, even if that was a thing, that would be politics, and that's not something I'm going to confirm or deny. Second of all, I'm on the East Coast, so whatever the Midwest does is the Midwest business. Even on the East Coast, whatever these other states do is the other state's business. I can only worry about me, my region, my tribe, the people that I mess with on a daily basis, you know. But when you go back in your mind, for those of us that can remember, to the old Cops TV show, right? What happened to the moments where cops just maybe trained their guns on the individual, but for at least like 2 to 3 or 4 or 5 minutes straight, they're telling the person, put the gun down, put the gun down, put the gun down, right? We don't, now, one could argue is because of the cameras, but the cop was wearing a body camera anyway, you know what I'm saying? So I can't really put that defense much weight. But I feel like when people go into law enforcement, there's a higher expectation for them to show restraint, right? Because anyways, no matter what, law enforcement is carrying no matter what, right? So it's their responsibility, their training that goes into how to de-escalate a situation, right? It's not immediately jump to conclusions, fire, and then ask questions later, wait for internal affairs to conduct their review, right? When you're serving a community, especially those that are disadvantaged, like the black and brown communities, right? You know, Hispanic, Latino, black, whatever, Asian, they're held up to a higher standard because these disadvantaged communities already have enough violence in them already have enough drama going on. And regardless, like I said, of his age, regardless of his affiliation, right? Because it's rumored that he was part of the Latin Kings from Chicago, right? Let's just isolate it to the simple fact of, at the moment, he followed the command. He didn't have the gun in his hands. He had his hands up. He still got shot. So, what message does that present to those who live their life differently, right? Because throughout all my videos, right, like I said, I never say that you should go out there and initiate acts of violence, right? It should always be reactive or as a matter of self-defense, right? At least how I lead my life as a Latin King, right? So there are people out there that don't think that way, and that's fine. Let them do them, because at the end of the day, the one who has to sit in a cell will be them and not me, right? But we all gotta survive, right? So that means different things to different people. So this kid is out there with the gun, and I heard there's camera footage of him shortly before the cops arrive, and him, supposedly shooting, right? Not at the cops, but just, the reason why they were called in the first place, right? When you have these incidents happen where unfortunately this person, may not have been a saint, but had followed the orders of law enforcement, didn't have nothing in their hands, didn't point it at them, had their hands up, and still got hurt. What kind of message is that sending, to people who are like, I got nothing to lose, man, no matter what. If I get caught out here, I'm going to die. And that's not a good mindset for people out there who are carrying to have, Because if they feel like if the cops show up and no matter what I'm going to die, they have nothing to lose. And then what happens? Either, unfortunately, the person passes away, the cop passes away, the person and the cop passes away, or a innocent bystander accidentally gets hurt, right? So I feel like in that particular instance, how I feel about the Adam Toledo incident, regardless of affiliation, it was messed up, right? I felt like it could have went down a different way, not because of his age, but because at the time, as you can clearly see in the video, both his hands were up. Regardless if a couple seconds before he had one, the point is of the matter, once the command was given, there was nothing in his hands. So there was no reason why he should have been, shot. And it boils down to cops are scared. That's what I feel like. I feel like for somebody to shoot that fast, and you hear all these stories like Breonna Taylor, right? And all these no-knock warrants and people getting accidentally shot. It's because they're scared. And these are people that spend dozens of hours in training, right? And they're scared. So, what does that communicate to you as a member of the public? Then you see other videos. You see the videos of that second lieutenant, right? At that traffic stop at that gasoline station that got pepper sprayed. You see those kind of things, and if you're a different shade, or from a different way of life, you feel like no matter what, you're going to be facing prejudice. You know what I'm saying? That's why communities don't cooperate with law enforcement. That's why they impede investigations. That's why there's street retaliations, right? And this Adam Toledo case is just about one of many, but it's one that I wanted to speak on because of his, affiliation to what I'm also affiliated with. I felt like I needed to say something from my perspective on it. Do I advocate violence against police? No. Do I advocate violence against other individuals? No. I've always preached, that it should always be an act of self-defense. Regardless of the uniform, regardless of law enforcement, military, civilian, gang member, whatever. If there's violence, it's got to be self-defense. There should be nothing, no road rage, no, I dislike you, no, I got beef with you that's going to cause me to initiate the first violent move. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to being a kid of, sticks and stones may break my bones, right? But words can never hurt. But you got a lot of people dying because of words. You got a lot of people dying because of the stuff on Instagram, on Twitter. It's a sad world that we live in, man. And then people always want to know why I got my face covered, man, for a myriad of different reasons, but that's one of them right there. Y'all think people are dumb out here. All people need is one picture, you know what I'm saying? And then they got you, right? Because you know what that person looks like, but you don't know what everybody else that's looking at you looks like. So now you're faced with a dilemma, especially if you're not rocking with 6ix9ine kind of money, and even if I got my people with me, they're not with me 24/7, or it's not like I could pick up a phone and be like, yo, in the next 2 seconds, I'm going to need you here. This isn't Dragon Ball Z. This isn't Goku, instant transmission. At the end of the day, if something happens, it falls upon me if I see it coming to protect my own life. And I try to advocate that to those that are under me that listen to my words. You should live your life in a manner that when people look at you, they don't see you as the aggressor, you know what I'm saying? You should live your life that leads to one of staying outside of jail, outside of penitentiary, right? Hopefully so that you don't have to deal with an altercation such as that. But let's flip the script a little bit and let's just say, regardless of what happened with the gun, let's pretend it was a self-defense shooting, you know what I mean? Say cops were called because somebody had to whip out the strap and take care of somebody, right? Because their life was in danger. I feel like the same situation could have happened. Imagine somebody standing out there rocking their colors, self-defense justified, even if the gun is on the ground, 10 feet away, hands up, situation could still be handled the same. And it's sad, man. It's sad it's come down to that. Because it feels like, you feel like you're living in Call of Duty. You feel like no matter what, you got to be, prepared to take everybody out. And that's not a good feeling to have. You know what I'm saying? That's not one that you should be having. But it's a crazy reality we live in because people are quick to forget that behind them badges, behind them uniforms, is just a human being, man. They got their own fears, their own biases, their own stereotypical machinations in their mind. And if you think that they don't, just think about the people that view me and think, how can a lighter shade of pale be a Latin king, right? But in a lot of ways that works for me, not against me. So I'll let you think about that. I can't be shamed for something I can't control. At the end of the day, I'm still Puerto Rican. Just because I'm a lighter shade don't mean nothing, right? But anyways, what do you feel about this Adam Toledo case, man? Do you feel like it was justified? Do you feel it was handled correctly? Because if you watch the video, I don't care how many times you view it, man, the body can't speak for itself. It's like less than 1 second after the command is given and the shot is fired. Like, there's no time for reaction right there. And it's not like he still had it in his hand and he had made a movement to lift it towards, pointing towards the officer or something. So you can't even justify it that way. Anyways, I just want to make this quick one because it's been a minute and I just been taking care of some stuff, man. Weather's been warming up, so finally springtime is coming. We'll see how the summertime rolls around. All I know is things getting crazy. All these mass shootings, all these crazy incidents are happening. Just be safe out there, alright? Wherever you are, listen to my words. Be safe, be healthy, wear your mask. I feel like this has been the best time for somebody like me, because I could be with the mask on 24/7 outside and nobody says nothing, right? Even with my colors on, I don't look any different. That's just somebody wearing a mask to protect from the virus, Anyways, I miss y'all. Thank y'all for y'all views. Thank y'all for supporting me. Whether or not y'all like me, that's y'all business. All I'm saying is, I've been out of jail ever since the beginning, man. And my job, my mission on this earth, even if it's just to reach one of y'all to make different decisions in your life that lead elsewhere than like what happened to King Von or what happened to, any other rapper that you may admire who has passed away young. Being in my 30s, I've outlived many people, man. And the goal is to keep as many brothers and sisters out so we can share with each other, share family time, share good times, create memories with each other. Not just remember how you used to be because you're rotting away 6 feet underground or in a jail cell for 10, 15, 20 years of your life. And people will forget you and life moves on, man. Technology moves on. Family moves on. Your significant other will move on. It's not a good feeling, man. You feel like you went into the time machine, but you didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Whatever clout you think you got now, that shit's going to disappear because you're no longer there. You know what I'm saying? These younger kids will take over where us older ones leave off. They're not going to know you from Joe. And they're going to feel like, who are you to tell me what to do? You know what I'm saying? So, goal is for you to become a role model, a leader for the younger ones in the same lifestyle as you, to look up to and to try and emulate. Not try to be like a King Von, not try to be like, that supposed rapper who unfortunately got his 7-year-old daughter killed, you know what I'm saying? Because he wanted to go and pull an Instagram and pee on his ops' grave, If you want to be that person, I feel sorry for you. Because I guarantee in a year, or even faster than that, nobody's going to remember that incident. It's going to be in the back of the mind. It's not going to be at the forefront. He's got to live with that every day. I don't. You don't. So keep that in mind. The only actions you can control are your own. The only thoughts you can control are your own. ADR. Keep 'em black.